Got this scope here in today. It's Nexus 5x20x50 first focal plane. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never owned a first focal plane scope in my life. Okay, and I'm gonna try to use this thing. Might take the boredom out of me hunting or whatever. Might make it more challenging. I don't know. I've shot the gun with it on there, and I've looked around with it. I've used the light that comes in it. It's got some nice glass on it. I've got an NXS Night Force. I don't see the Night Force has anything on this scope. I haven't looked at one and looked at the other, but I've looked through it a lot. And that's set right now. I have not turned these here. This is how, when I put the scope on it, that's how she turned out. I hadn't set them to 0. Probably the only nuisance thing on this scope that I can find so far, but this might be a good thing. Okay, in behind this cover here, that's your actual light adjustment. Okay, so it's a little bit awkward to get in behind there, because see, this is your parallax here. And I've looked at the light adjustment on this thing. Of course, you can turn it with this wheel too. You can turn them both together. So it's really not that big of a nuisance. It's got offsettings in between each level of the light. Okay, you probably won't ever use this thing probably over level 8. Level 10 is bright. I don't believe you'd ever use level 10. Okay, you might use 8, and you for sure will use levels maybe 4, 5, and 6. Now that's just me playing with it in a dark room in a house and then playing with it outside. I've not had this out in the dark or when it's starting to get dark, but now it's pretty dark out here right now. We're overcast skies. It's not a lightweight scope now. People can read the specs on this thing. The turrets turn nice, I'll say that. Now I had to put this is on a CZ rifle, and I use medium vortex rings over this adapter here on this 11mm rail. I've got plenty of clearance here for a cover. Now that stuff you see right there is not, that's not how the scope come. I had to put some aluminum tape inside of those scope covers. This thing takes an unusual, if you try to buy a scope cover for this, you won't even find one of them flip up jobs. What do you, I don't know what you call them even. Butler Creek, won't even, there's none that fits this right here. And I bought one back here that's a little tight, but I believe they might make one that fits this nicely. But this one here will be either too loose or won't go on. So when anybody gets one of these scopes and wants to go the Butler Creek route, beware. I got one that goes on there, but it's a little loose, and I put some aluminum tape around the inside of it, so it'll work for me. As I use this thing, I will report back on it. I've looked, I've been shooting it at 61 yards. And looks like to me in the woods I could probably use this thing safely down to 7 on the mag. I don't know if I could go any lower on that and see that crosshair or not. But now that would be in the, even in the daytime, maybe not using the light. Now these things are not cheap, but I found it one on sale, so I decided to take the plunge. And I wanted a first focal plane scope just to say I've played with one. Now it's got this little throw lever that'll screw in here. I don't have it on it. I probably won't put it on there because I don't really like them. It's just a protrusion, sort of like this thing here, but I like this on here. Some long shots around the side of a hill, you can get fooled with counting a rifle. Even as long as I've been doing this, I get fooled. And how I know that is I shoulder the rifle and look at a squirrel, and I'll look, and this thing here is all jacked out of whack. So this is on a 17 Mach 2 barreled CZ455. I believe the long range 22 rimfire folks will like this though. It's got a nice looking reticle. Now I got the MOA reticle, that's the non-busy one. They make two different MRAD reticles and two different MOA reticles. I got what you call the clean MOA reticle. Ain't got all those dots on the side for all that hold off. But now this scope, I guess, was a joint venture with FX Air Guns. Maybe the man that owns that company sort of backed these guys to get a scope going. But now they make three models of scopes. Now this is their best. I've not looked through their other two. I hear they're pretty good for the money. So I'll share some more with this later on. Hope you enjoyed the video.